Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a big one, this really deeply held idea about money. The belief that building real wealth has to take decades. Slow saving, careful investing, and then maybe you enjoy it when you retire. But what if, just what if that's not the only way, or even the best way for everyone? We're going to dig into the insights from a really detailed review of MJ DeMarco's book, The Millionaire Fastlane, a blueprint for entrepreneurial wealth. It's quite the read.
Yeah, it really is. And our mission here is to unpack DeMarco's, let's say, unconventional thinking. We want to break down his whole fast lane idea for creating wealth. We'll pull out the practical bits, the surprising stuff, and really challenge how maybe you think about money in your time. So whether you're already thinking like an entrepreneur or maybe just curious about financial freedom, this should be illuminating. A bit of a wake-up call, maybe.
Definitely a wake-up call. So DeMarco kicks things off with this really clear metaphor, doesn't he? These financial lanes.
He does. It's sort of his framework for everything. And it makes things starkly clear, sometimes uncomfortably so.
Huh.
He lays out 3 paths. The first one, he calls it the sidewalk.
The sidewalk, okay.
Yeah, it's basically what he calls the broke mindset. People living paycheck to paycheck, maybe day to day, not much of a plan, often hoping for a lucky break,
Yeah.
And maybe blaming outside stuff for their situation.
Right. And the outcome is pretty predictable.
Yeah, usually perpetual debt, lack of control. It's reactive, not proactive, just kind of stuck.
Okay, so that's the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Then there's the path that, honestly, most of us are taught is the right way, the slow lane.
Yes, the slow lane, the gold standard, right? Go to school, get a good job, put away 10%, maybe invest in some mutual funds.
And retire at 65. That's the blueprint we all hear about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where DeMarco really comes in swinging. He basically says, look, this takes forever if it even works out the way you hope. His big point is you're trading your youth, your energy, your freedom for a maybe, decades down the line.
He really challenges that trade-off. Is that the best you can do, especially if you want wealth and youth?
Precisely. He questions if this universally accepted path is really optimal for, living a rich life now, not just later.
Okay, so if the sidewalk is broke and the slow lane is, well, slow, what's the alternative? What is this fast lane?
The fast lane. That's his big idea. It's the entrepreneurial route. But it's specific. It's about building a business that can scale, that solves a real problem for lots of people, and does it relatively quickly.
Quickly being the key word there compared to the slow lane.
Right. It's about achieving significant wealth much faster so you actually have the time and freedom to enjoy it while you're young. Think exponential growth versus that slow, steady, linear crawl of the slow lane.
Got it. And central to this whole fast lane idea is how he redefines wealth itself, isn't it? It's not just about the dollars.
Not at all. He puts it really simply. Wealth equals time plus money plus freedom, all 3.
Time plus money plus freedom.
Yeah. And that immediately makes you question those traditional finance books, right?
Right.
The ones that might get you rich by 65 or 70.
But you've sacrificed everything else along the way.
Exactly. DeMarco's point is, what good is a pile of cash if you have no time, no energy, no freedom left to actually use it? True wealth, for him, means having the money and control over your time. That control is huge.
Okay, so if the fast lane is the goal, how do you actually build something that qualifies? He has these rules or commandments, right?
He does. 5 of them. And they're pretty critical for understanding if a business idea has fast lane potential.
Let's break them down. What's the first one?
First is need. Simple, but crucial. Your business has to solve a genuine problem or fulfill a real need. If it doesn't add value, forget it. No value, no money.
Okay, makes sense. Solve a problem. What's next?
Second is entry, meaning there need to be barriers to entry. It shouldn't be super easy for anyone to just copy what you're doing tomorrow.
So not just setting up another basic coffee shop on a crowded street.
Probably not, unless you have a really unique angle. It needs some kind of moat, maybe specialized skills, capital, a unique process, something that makes it defensible.
Right, defensible. Okay, number 3.
Control. This one's big. You need to own and control your business, your platform. You can't be completely reliant on someone else's system.
The don't build your empire on rented land idea.
Exactly that. If your whole business lives or dies by, say, Amazon's rules or Facebook's algorithm or your boss's decisions, you don't really have control. You're vulnerable.
That's a powerful point in today's world. Okay, number 4.
Scale.
Yeah.
Your business needs the potential to grow big, to impact many people, not just a few. It can't be limited just by your town or by how many hours you personally can work.
So something that can reach a national or global audience, potentially?
Potentially, yes. or just serve a much larger market than a purely local, time-bound business. Think reach and magnitude.
Got it. And the final one, number 5.
Time. And this ties everything together. Your income needs to be disconnected from your time. You need to build something that can make money even when you're not actively working in it.
Like the online course example versus hourly coaching?
Precisely. The course works for you 24/7 once it's created. Coaching.
Yeah.
You stop coaching, the money stops.
Yeah.
One frees your time, the other consumes it. That separation is key to the fast lane.
That makes so much sense. Building assets that work for you. Which leads nicely into the mindset shifts he talks about. The first one is huge. Stop chasing money directly.
Yeah, that's a core principle. He says money isn't the goal, it's the result. It's a byproduct of delivering massive value.
So instead of asking, how can I make money?
The fast laner asks, what problem can I solve? Or how can I meet this need for a lot of people efficiently at scale?
Yeah.
It's a value-first perspective. Solve the problem well, serve many people, and the money will follow. It flips the usual thinking.
And tied right into that is the idea of not trading time for money, which for most people is, well, it's how the world works, right? A job is time for money.
It is the standard model. Even freelancing, which feels freer, is often still selling hours. DeMarco pushes hard against this. Fastlaners build systems that automate, or products that sell themselves, or services that scale beyond one person's direct involvement.
So the business works even when you're sleeping or on vacation?
That's the ideal, yes. Achieving time money. That liberation is fundamental to his definition of wealth and freedom.
Okay, so you can see why this book hits hard. What do you think are its biggest strengths? Why does it connect with so many people?
Well, first off, it's just so unfiltered. DeMarco's style is bold, sarcastic, sometimes aggressive. It's not dry financial advice. It feels raw and real.
Like a slap in the face to wake you up.
Exactly. It grabs your attention. But it's not just attitude. It offers a practical framework for thinking about wealth creation, identifying opportunities, understanding value, scale, control. It's philosophical and has strategic bones.
It directly attacks those common financial myths.
Oh, absolutely. It dismantles the save your pennies approach, the just get a degree and a job assumption, the idea that the stock market is the only path. It replaces them with a kind of brutal entrepreneurial realism.
And emphasizes owning your path.
Hugely. That control aspect, owning your platform, not being dependent, that resonates deeply, especially now.
Okay, but it can't be perfect. What are the downsides or criticisms people raise? I know his tone gets mentioned.
Yeah, the tone. It can definitely come across as overly critical, even dismissive, of traditional 9-to-5 jobs or people pursuing slower goals. Not everyone wants to be, or maybe even can be, a high-flying entrepreneur.
And that's okay. Stability has value too.
Absolutely. The book sometimes lacks nuance there. Another criticism is that it's great on the why and the what, but maybe less so on the specific how.
Right. It gives you the mindset, the framework, but not the step-by-step playbook for launching your specific business.
Exactly. You won't find detailed guides on niche selection, marketing tactics, or building automation pipelines in a book. It sets the stage. But you'll need other resources for the tactical execution. Think of it as the strategy, not the manual.
And it's definitely not for the faint of heart, is it? It seems to demand a lot of risk tolerance.
Oh, for sure. This is not a book for someone who prioritizes security above all else. It demands boldness, action, comfort with uncertainty, and the willingness to fail and try again. It can feel overwhelming if you're naturally risk-averse.
Okay, so considering all that, who is this really for? Who's going to get the most out of this deep dive and the book itself?
Well, definitely aspiring entrepreneurs, people who dream of building something. Also, maybe creators, freelancers, consultants who feel like they've hit an income ceiling because they're just trading time.
People stuck in that time money trap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone frustrated with slow financial progress, really? Particularly, I think, people in their 20s, 30s, 40s who are thinking, I want wealth, but I also want to live while I'm young.
People who liked Rich Dad, Poor Dad, perhaps, but want something more direct, more actionable.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. It's definitely blunter, more focused on building scalable businesses rather than just assets like real estate. Yeah. It cuts through a lot of the softer stuff.
It really sounds like it. Let's share a couple of those impactful quotes before we wrap up. They really capture his perspective.
Okay. How about this one? Wealth is not earned by adding inches to your paycheck. Wealth is created by removing the limits on your income potential. That just reframes everything, doesn't it? Limitless potential versus incremental gains.
It absolutely does. Shifts the whole focus. And this one hits on that control point. If you're not free to walk away from something, you don't own it, it owns you. Wow. That applies to jobs, businesses, maybe even relationships.
It really makes you think about what true ownership and freedom mean. And one more, very action-focused. The world doesn't reward the people with the best ideas. It rewards the people who execute them best.
Oof. Yeah, execution is everything. Ideas are cheap.
Right. So putting it all together, The Millionaire Fastlane isn't just a book. It's more like a strategic manifesto, a wake-up call. It pushes you to rethink wealth entirely. Focus on value, demand control, build for scale, and crucially, disconnect your time from your income. It's not necessarily easy, and it's not a step-by-step guide, but it provides that core philosophy, that blueprint for potentially achieving significant wealth much, much faster.
So reflecting on all this, especially DeMarco's emphasis on control and time, here's something to leave you with. What does real financial freedom actually mean to you? Is it just hitting a certain number in the bank? Or is it more about having the genuine freedom to choose how you use your most finite, most valuable resource, your time?
Think about the lane you're currently in. Is it taking you where you truly want to go based on your definition of wealth and freedom? Are you actively building systems that serve that vision? Lots to consider.
Definitely. Thanks for digging deep into this one with us today.